Hello grade 5, we're continuing with decimals, but we're going to review everything concerning decimals and division. So this is going to be a mixed review. Part 1. So in part number 1, we're going to review dividing a decimal by a whole number. So this is the decimal number and this is the whole number, and let's start dividing. So we're going to draw the division, and here is the divisor and here is the dividend. So here is the divisor and here is the dividend, and let's start dividing. So 8 times what gives me 9, or a number closer to 9? 8 times 1. So 8 times 1, it's 9. 9 minus 8, it's 1. Now what are we going to do with the decimal point? This decimal point is supposed to go up. Then we continue subtracting. 9 minus 8, it's 1. And the 8 is going to come down. 8 times what gives me 18, or a number closer to 18? 8 times 2. So 8 times 2, it's 16. 18 minus 16, it's 2. Then the 4 comes down. 8 times what gives me 24, number closer to 24? 8 times 3 gives me 24, and 24 minus 24 is 0. Part 2. In part 2, we're going to review decimal quotient. We said in decimal quotient, I don't want you to have a remainder. We should be having no remainder. Okay? So, the question is 97 divided by 4. Let's arrange the numbers. So the 4 is the divisor, 97 is the dividend, and 4 times what gives me 9? It would be 2. 2 times 4 gives me 8. 9 minus 8, it's 1. Then the 7 comes down. 4 times what gives me 17, or a number closer to 17? 4 times 4, it gives me what? 16. Now 17 minus 16 is 1. Then what are we going to do? Over here we have a remainder, and we said we don't need a remainder. What are we going to do? We're going to put a decimal point next to the 4. So a decimal point. Then what are we going to do then? We're going to put in the remainder a 0. So we did the following. First of all, we put a decimal point over here. Then we put 0 next to the remainder. Then we ask ourselves again, 4 times what gives me 10, or a number closer to 10? 4 times 2, it gives me 8. And 10 minus 8, it's what? Can I subtract from the 0 and 8? Can I subtract from the 0 and 8? No. What are we going to do? We're going to borrow. So the 1 becomes a 0, and the 0 becomes a 10. Now 10 minus 8 is what? It's 2. So shall we keep this remainder over here? No. What are we supposed to do? We're going to put another 0. Now 4 times what gives me 20? 4 times what gives me 20? 4 times 5. So 4 times 5, it's 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. Part 3. So before we start dividing, let's review the following. So over here 9.42 times 10. So whenever we are multiplying by 10, 100 or 1000, what do we do with the decimal point? We're going to move it according to how many zeros. So over here 10, it means we have to move the decimal point one place. Where? To the right. 2 zeros means 2 places to the right. 3 zeros means 3 places to the right. Over here 0.07 times what gives me 7. So how many places did we move it? We moved it 1 place, 2 places, 3 places. It means 3 zeros. It means 100. So the last part was about dividing 2 decimals. Before we started dividing 2 decimals, what we did was we reviewed these two concepts. So we reviewed this concept and this concept. So I'd like you now to take 2 minutes to try to solve these questions. Now these are the answers. So over here we moved it 1 place to the right. It means the answer is going to be 94.2. 2 places to the right because we have 2 zeros and we have multiplying, so the answer is going to be like that. Now 3 places because we have 3 zeros. Now over here we moved it how many places? 1, 2, 3. 3 places means 3 zeros, means 1000. 1 place means 1 zero, means a 10. 1, 2. 2 places means 2 zeros, means 100. Now let's begin. To divide 2 decimals, the first thing that I have to do is I have to look at the divisor and make it a whole number. So here is the divisor. I cannot divide 0.2, so I have to move the decimal point. How many places? Moving it backwards. How many place? 1 place means I have to multiply by 10. Since I multiply the divisor by 10, I should be multiplying the dividend by 10. So the answers will be the following. So the new question would be, this is 97.8 divided by 2. Let's start dividing. Here is the 2. Here is 97.8, and let's start dividing. 2 times what gives me 9, or a number closer to 9? 2 times 4. 2 times 4, it's 8. 9 minus 8, it's 1. Now the 7 comes down. 2 times what gives me 17, or a number closer to 17? 2 times 8, it gives me 16. 17 minus 16, it's 1. Now we reach the decimal point. What do we do? The decimal goes up. It goes up. Now what we'll do with the 8? The 8 comes down. So 2 times what gives me 18? It's 9. 2 times 9, it's 18. And 18 minus 18 is 0. The last example, we are still in dividing 2 decimals, and we said, shall we keep this question like that? Over here, no, we have to change the divisor, this divisor, into a whole number. So we have to move the decimal point how many places? 1, 2. 2 places means 100. So times 100 times 100. So the numbers would become 634 divided by 4. Let's arrange the numbers, and over here the divisor, over here the dividend, and 4 times what gives me 6, or a number closer to 6, it would be 1. 1 times 4, it's 4. 6 minus 4, it's 2. Now 3 comes down. 4 times what gives me 23, or number closer to 23? It's 5, because 4 times 5 it's 20. 23 minus 20, it's 3. Now the 4 comes down. 4 times what gives me 34, number closer to 34? It would be 8, and 32. 34 minus 32, it's 2. Now we put a decimal point. Put a decimal point in the quotient and 0 next to the remainder. Again 0 next to the remainder, so we have 20. 4 times what gives me 20? It's 5. 4 times 5 gives me 20. So 20 minus 20, it's 0. I love you, grade 5 students. Stay safe.